Hello everyone. In honor of Fresh Veggie Day, we are going to take a little tour around our kitchen garden and the garden at the enslaved quarters. Come with us. Hello everyone and welcome. I am Gretchen. I work at the American Revolution Museum at Yorktown on our Revolution War era farm. And in honor of Fresh Veggie Day, we are in one of our gardens that we feature here at Yorktown. And this garden is attached to a small building. And you will see that it's different from the large garden or the kitchen garden, partly because of what's growing in here, but also the fencing around it. So this has wattle fencing, and it is representing where a person who's enslaved on a farm this size might garden their own food. So an enslaver is only going to be required to give salt pork and cornmeal usually to the people that they enslave, and everything else they have to supplement themselves. So when you think about when are they able to even work in that garden, it might be only in the evenings when they aren't working for the free farmer, or maybe on Sunday afternoons when generally people have some time off or time to themselves. So there is a lot of vegetables in here that you'll also see in the kitchen garden, but there's also some things that you might only find people that are descended from West Africa growing, and things like peanuts and tomatoes you actually will not find in the free farmer's garden. And there's no rules saying someone's white or black and they have to eat certain foods. It's just that for the most part, most free people living in the colonies are from Northern Europe, and most enslaved people are from West Central Africa, and so they just like different things. So we've got tomatoes growing in here. We've got onions. Onions are something that you will find in everybody's garden. They might even pick wild onions. We've got some peanuts growing, and although they're not a fresh vegetable technically, they're kind of neat because a lot of people don't know that they grow underground. So these are kind of small at the moment. The thing that you'll see all along the edge of the fencing here are what they would have called cow peas or field peas. You might know them as black-eyed peas, and those are native to West Africa. We've also got some okra growing along the fence line and some sesame, and both of those things are native to West Africa. You're going to find a lot of collards, a lot of cabbage in here, a lot of leafy greens that you would find in almost everybody's garden in the time period. Corn is not something you'll find in a garden at the time really for anybody, because they might be growing a tremendous amount of corn, maybe an acre of corn per person on the farm, and that would be men, women, children, both free and enslaved. So the next time you come and visit us, I hope you will come into this garden and see all of the different beautiful vegetables that are growing, and then compare them to what you eat at home today and compare them to the larger kitchen garden as well.
Good morning. My name is Greg Schneck, and welcome to the American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. And we're going to talk about this 18th century kitchen garden, which is about an acre in size normally. You have a fence that's usually around 5 feet tall to keep the critters out, and that's a good thing because they like these veggies. So in this garden, you're going to see lots of things. You have herbals and medicine things around the edges, but the vegetables are going to be in the center. And usually I can grow all year round. I have different types of vegetables for each season. So I make rows. You can see these rows. And these rows are usually variable in height because different seasons and different amounts of rain. And we might look at the farmer's almanac to tell us how much rain that year is expecting to have. So the higher it up, the less the plant will drown. And if it's less rain year, you have it lower to the ground. So you see things in here you might know: onions and leeks and white patty pan squash and crooked yellowneck squash, lettuce, turnip green, carrots, beans, cocoa beans, these scarlet runners, which are one of my favorites right here. And all these vegetables are there to provide this farmer with what he needs. He only goes in town a few times a year, so this is supposed to be supplying it. And with that, they're going to have to preserve those vegetables. But the vegetables are constantly coming in during this definitely big time of plenty right now, and you're going to be preserving and putting that up so your family can survive the winter.
Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Please come out and see us. As Greg said, things are growing all year long. We're open 363 days a year. We're only closed on Christmas and New Year's Day. So come out and see it for yourself, and thanks for joining us.